Oh, welcome to the Pulse on Fox 2, where we focus on all things people, power, and politics. I'm Brandon Hudson. We have side of this break to weigh in on this situation. All right, welcome back to the Pulse, Metro Detroit's only nightly political talk show. Israel is planning for a new major offensive, which is centered around Gaza City. All of this is happening while the humanitarian crisis in that area continues. This all comes as growing numbers of countries are recognizing a Palestinian state. Well, joining us now, we have journalist and political analyst Sami El-Hadi. Sami, it is a pleasure to have you here on the Pulse. Welcome. So there are a number of ways that people who are watching at home can get involved and help people in Gaza. Give me a list, just in the upcoming weeks, of what people can do to really improve this humanitarian crisis.
Well, thank you very much for having me on this wonderful shows. There is a lot of events that's coming up to the Metro Detroit area, and there is too many organizations and entities are involved in gathering humanitarian aids, trying to send them to Gaza. Everyone is aware in the Metro Detroit area about the situation, and it comes in a different perspective when it comes to the Arab American community, especially because most of the Americans here in Metro Detroit will feel that they are responsible somehow. Not necessarily because we have relatives and friends at Gaza or Palestine, but because our tax money funding some of what's happening there as a genocide. So to comes to the list of things that people can participate in and events that are around the Metro Detroit area, we have a big event happening, and it calls All Eyes on Gaza. Okay. This is going to be on August 14 in Dearborn at the Peace Park Recreation. Also, there is another event happening and organized by Engineers Against Apartheid, and this is going to be happening the following weeks. Too many other organizations that's involved in the humanitarian aids efforts that include Rahma Worldwide, Life for Relief and Development, Helping Hands, Zaman, Jewish Voice for Peace, and CARE, definitely. I encourage everyone who's interested in to be a part of this just to log into one of those websites for any of those organizations, and he can be sure that his contribution or her contribution will be reached Gaza as soon as possible.
Look, you mentioned a part of Metro Detroit has a huge tie, and we know that Dearborn Heights, many in that area, they have a huge tie. Some of them have relatives that live in that area, but when you see and hear reports of children that are starving or children that are losing their lives, unfortunately, over just trying to get food and bring it home, what goes through your mind?
A lot of things. Number one, this is not just a starvation, it's a man-made starvation. The Israeli government is making this an intention actions because they believe that they are owning not only the land, they're believing that they're owning also the people. And it's very hurtful because we understand that the Palestinian people have the right for self-determination. And the only pain that they are going through now because they are trying to achieve this right. Yeah. And because of the connection between us here in the United States, especially in the Metro Detroit area, and Gaza, as I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, that we feel responsibility. Our tax money is funding this. The current administration, unfortunately, is following the steps and maybe also going over the steps of the previous administration, helping the Israeli government on the expense of the American values. A lot of this happening is not American, and it's not aligning with our laws or what we are believing in. So hopefully that our voice and our efforts make a difference, starting with the people in Washington, the decision makers, that they understand that they are doing things that's not aligning with what you are believing in as an American here.
Do you have any friends or family over there, and if so, how are they doing?
Actually, I have some friends and family over there, and my communication with them is not an easy process. However, they are experiencing things that beyond expectation, and even words cannot express this enough. They are going through struggles for days. They cannot find water. They cannot find something to eat. Their children are struggling. Starvation is in the highest level. The famine is, according to the United Nations, and UNRWA is at level 5. And the problem is that even now, if we are able to get food, the process is not going to be easy. people to go back to their life is not going to be easy. We're going to live with this for a long time, and history will record that, unfortunately, the United States was a very complicit party in this.
Look, we got 30 seconds. I just want to ask, we're almost 2 years into this conflict here, this chapter of the conflict, I should say. Where do people stand with hope? Is hope continuing to be somewhere at a high, or is it continuing to fade?
It is continuing to fade, unfortunately, because we don't see enough efforts toward a peace process. Although that we had a very successful experience back in January 19, we had a ceasefire, but unfortunately it broke after the 61 days, and now we are back in more struggle, more pain, and the Israeli government continue applying and performing a genocide, as everyone can see, not only us here in the United States as an Arab American community, but even the United Nations is observing this and recording this for the future. This is happening. It's a genocide, unfortunately. We are incomplicit with.
I hear you. Sami, continue to lift your people up. We appreciate it. They're in our thoughts. And thank you for joining us here on The Pulse.
Thank you for having me.
For sure.
Thank you.